Yo, what is up, guys? Alright, so yesterday I made the most disappointing teams, and so that means I guess today I'm gonna have to talk about the most surprising teams. Yo, the most surprising team so far this season, because while a lot of teams have been just fell flat, or are living up to expectations, some teams have passed my expectations that I have had for them going into this season. So I gave 3 disappointing teams, so now I'm gonna give 3 teams that are surprising me. And the first team that is actually surprising me is the New York Knicks. Yo, I'm not gonna sit up here and front. I'm not gonna front like I thought the Knicks were gonna be good going into the season. When they traded for Derrick Rose and signed Joakim Noah, I honestly didn't think it would help out that much. I'm not gonna front. I had the Knicks missing the playoffs in my brackets. I had them finishing around 9th in the Eastern Conference. By the way, I'm just gonna take this time to say I still think Joakim Noah was a mistake. That man is pure trash at this point in his career. I do not like Joakim Noah whatsoever, and he has the most broken jump shot I have ever seen. That is just awful. I saw the Knicks finishing around 9th in the Eastern Conference, and basically them just letting Derrick Rose walk, and maybe eventually just realizing that they have to build around Porzingis, which I still think they do. I still think that building around Porzingis is the right thing to do, but at least right now, they are not a bad team. The Knicks are a pretty good team. They are 14-10 on the year right now with the win over the Los Angeles Lakers last night, in which Porzingis had an amazing game. Porzingis had an absolutely phenomenal game. 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 blocks. Porzingis is still proving that he can go out there and do it all. He's one of the best big men in the NBA already, and when he's in his prime, it's gonna be a scary thing. Once he realizes that he's actually unstoppable, the NBA is in for a rude awakening, because how tall is he? Like 7'3"? He can shoot, he can take you out the dribble, he can post up. So, once he realizes that he's unstoppable, he will be unstoppable. And then, Carmelo Anthony has been up and down so far this year. Carmelo Anthony, yesterday he had an off night. He has off nights and he has on nights and he has off nights and he has on nights. So, Carmelo Anthony is off and on, but the thing about that is the Knicks are still winning even when he's off, which is a great thing. Derrick Rose still isn't even close to his MVP form, not even close, but he hasn't been bad either. He was on fire last night, He had 25 points on 12 of 16 shooting. On this season so far, he's averaging 17 points per game and shooting 46% from the field. I've said this before, what I love about Derrick Rose is the fact that he's not settling for threes. Derrick Rose's three-point shot is hideous. Every time he shoots it, I cringe. When he first came back from the injury, he was settling for a lot of jumpers, partially because I believe he was scared of going into the paint and getting injured again. So, he was settling for a lot of jumpers. He wasn't making any. And now this year, he's doing the opposite. He's attacking the rim again, and his game is improving because of that. Also for the Knicks, you got people like Brandon Jennings. Brandon Jennings is a spark plug off the bench. Yesterday he had a pretty good game. I think he had 19 points and 4 assists in 23 minutes. Brandon Jennings is one of those guys that when he has it going, he can score, but he likes to set up his teammates as well. He likes to be flashy. He loves playing in the Garden, man. He loves playing in the Garden. He likes a big audience. That's what the Garden gives him. For 14-10 of the year, they got off to that 2-5 start. The start which kind of told me, yeah, this was kind of the team that you were expecting. Derrick Rose came out and said they're going to be a super team, which they are most definitely not a super team. They are by no means a super team, but they are a good team. Another team that has surprised me, though, is the Houston Rockets. I said it before the season started that I think the Houston Rockets were going to surprise some people. I thought they were going to surprise some people. I thought people were sleeping on them coming into the season. But the thing is, I didn't think that they would be this good. I did not think the Rockets right now would be, what are they, 17-8? Actually, no, my bad. They are 17-7 on the year so far, so even better. The Houston Rockets. James Harden, of course, has been having a phenomenal season so far. He hasn't been shooting the ball that well percentage-wise from the field, but that's also a scary thing, because if you think about what James Harden's been able to do so far this year, and he hasn't shot the ball well, that's actually really freaking scary, because once his shot starts falling, especially his three-point shot, because that's been suffering the most so far this season, it's gonna be a really scary thing. He's averaging just under 28 points, almost 12 assists, and then 7 rebounds on the year. So, that's just a mind-boggling stat right there from James Harden. But this isn't most impressive players, This is most impressive teams, and the Houston Rockets as a team have been impressive, The whole team for the Rockets have been good, Trevor Ariza has been good. Ryan Anderson is having a resurging year, He's staying healthy, Clint Capella has stepped up his game a lot. He's benefiting so much from the James Harden pick and roll. It is insane. Clint Capella is on the receiving end of a lot of James Harden's assists. Eric Gordon has been nothing but pure flame so far this season. He's averaging 17 points per game and he's shooting 43% from 3. Back when the season first started, when the Rockets were dropping a couple of games here and there, I said that the Houston Rockets needed someone off their bench for firepower. They needed some firepower off their bench, because when James Harden wasn't in the game, the Houston Rockets faltered. And of course, it's still much better when James Harden is in the game, but now they have Eric Gordon in the game when James Harden isn't in the game, and he's providing instant offense for them off the bench, which is a great thing. And also, I think their spark has something to do with Patrick Beverley coming back. Patrick Beverley is a really underrated player for the Houston Rockets. I mean, he's a 3-and-D point guard. You know, he's like a 3-and-D point guard. Ever since he's come back, that's basically when the Rockets started to go on this tear. Patrick Beverley has played a huge part in this. I mean, the Rockets are 8-2 over the last 10 games. They have won 6 in a row, so you know they're one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now. Like, none of these teams I'm talking about are like the level of like the Spurs, the Warriors, and the Cavs, but regardless of that, the Rockets have been nothing but surprising so far this season. I know a lot of people were expecting them to be just about as good as they were last year, or just about as bad as they were last year, however you want to look at it. So I think a lot of people are surprised with the Houston Rockets squad, even though I kind of saw them being better this year. After 24 games, I thought they'd be something like 14-10, or maybe even 15-9. So 17-7 is surprising to me. And last but not least is the Memphis Grizzlies. Yo, the Grizzlies, especially considering Mike Conley has gone down. Yo, when Mike Conley was injured, the Grizzlies were 11-7. Yo, the Grizzlies were 11-7 when Mike Conley got injured. And especially after that, I thought it was over. You know, the Grizzlies, I saw them as one of those teams where they would make the playoffs, but at the same time, they wouldn't really do like anything. I mean, they just like basically scrape into the playoffs, you know, one of those teams. But since losing Mike Conley, Grizzlies are 7-1. Yo, they were 11-7 when he was playing, and now they are 17-8. Yo, and Marc Gasol has been an absolute beast. On the year so far, Marc Gasol is averaging 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block and a half per game, yo. So, you know, basically just another average season for Marc Gasol, but he has been leading this Grizzlies team, yo. He is the reason that they are still winning games, even in the clutch, yo. Marc Gasol has been one of the most clutch players in the NBA so far this year. Hands down, if not the most clutch player in the NBA so far this year. You could argue between him and Carmelo has also been pretty clutch in some games too, but Marc Gasol has come up huge in a lot of the Memphis Grizzlies games. Zach Randolph has also been having a year off the bench, yo. Zach Randolph is averaging around 14 points and 8 rebounds per game off the bench. I haven't mentioned this in a video yet, but my condolences go to Zach Randolph. He had lost his mother recently. I never mentioned that in a video. But yeah, Zach Randolph lost his mother, so you know, that sucks. I hope he's doing okay. You know, us Zachs, we gotta stick together out in this world. So, you know, hope you're doing okay, Zach Randolph. He's having a great season coming off the bench for the Memphis Grizzlies. Troy Daniels, he's been a bit cold from the field as of late. Over like the past 3 or 4 games, he really hasn't been able to make a shot. But you know, there was like that stretch of like 5 or 6 games where he basically couldn't miss. Hopefully he finds the middle ground so he's not just hot and cold, hot and cold. Hopefully he can just like be like a solid, you know, like 12 or 13 points a game score for the Memphis Grizzlies. That'll be great because outside shooting is still something that they lack in desperately, especially since Mike Conley's out, Vince Carter is out, Chandler Parsons, aka the swindle man of the NBA, the guy that knows how to get a max contract without ever playing, is also out. Regardless of all that, the Grizzlies are still winning games, including an impressive win over the Golden State Warriors, a game which they basically manhandled the Golden State Warriors the entire time. Yo, the Golden State Warriors have been going out and blowing out teams left and right, you know, dropping 140 points, nearly 150 points, you know, just absolutely demolishing teams. The Memphis Grizzlies held them to 89 points, so you know, that was impressive in and of itself. So, you know, the Grizzlies have definitely been surprising me, especially for how injury riddled they are, and to still be able to pull out wins like this, impressive wins, is nothing short of surprising. And yeah, there you guys have it, yo. Those are the most surprising teams of the NBA season so far to me. If I missed any teams, let me know. I know a lot of people would say like the Lakers, but to be honest, the Lakers as of late haven't been winning. That's the only reason I can't put them in. I know it's because of injuries. So, you know, they've been dropping a few games here and there. I think they're 10-16 so far in the year, so I haven't been able to mention them because of that. But like I said, comment down below what you guys thought of this. Was I on? Was I off? You know, what teams did I miss? Like this video if you liked the video. If you haven't already, subscribe for more NBA videos just like this, uploaded every single day. And you guys know what that means, and I'll be right back here tomorrow with another NBA discussion. So until then, keep getting the bucks, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!